Hey guys, what's up? It's Zach coming at you with another video review, and today we will be looking at the Titan's Return Voyager class Astrotrain with Dark Moon. As you can see, here's Astrotrain, and he is in his train mode. Like in the other Voyagers of this line, he is a triple changer, and obviously, if you were a G1 fan of the Transformers series, you know that Astrotrain was one of the first triple changers we saw. Here he's in his train mode, and this is not representative of his G1 form at all. I mean, this is like a battle monorail kind of thing, whereas in the G1 he was like a cargo train. He was like a steamship. And it doesn't represent it at all. So come in on the side, you've got some nice molded detail coming through the sides and on the wheels. I mean, obviously this is the wing, and it's the same on the back. It's completely replicated. Like all triple changers, they all have a mode that's really strong and one that's really weak. This is the weaker of the two to me. I mean, it's not representative of his mode at all. Now, opening the cockpit, you can take a look at Dark Moon. And you can get a better look on him. Now, as far as articulation goes for this little guy, there isn't a ton, but his head's on a ball joint, so he can go move around. The arms can go straight up. Hooray! Yay! We're all happy. And go back down, then go out about that much. Hips move forward. They move slightly back, and there's a bend at the knee. To transform him, you fold him in half. And here's Astrotrain's face. Very nice head sculpt for Astrotrain. Pretty reminiscent of the G1, kind of like a modern version of it. I especially like how prominent they have the bright yellow stripe going down. The one problem I do have with this one is his legs. They're not pinned in. They're just on a kind of a friction ball joint, but they're not pinned in like the others, and
that's the same thing with the Sentinel Prime mold before this one.
Yes, this is, in case you haven't noticed, this is a repaint of the Sentinel Prime Infinitus, and it's not pinned in, and that's the problem for me. But let's go to some comparisons in his train mode. Here he is with the Deluxe class hardhead. You can see how they scale up to each other.
Tiny tank.
We'll bring in Deluxe class hot rod. About the same. And here we have Leader class 6-shot. So as you can tell, he's longer than everybody, but he suffers in his width. So now, let's get him into my favorite mode of the two, his spaceship. You want to untab these wings from the body. Just bring this kind of back and around. It'll open up like this. And you want to come here to these wheels, flip them up, and we'll get some nice paneling detail. Same thing on this side. And now for these ends, where you've got the guards, you want to take this, what looks like an air intake, you want to bring it up, grab the foot, and flip it around. That'll create half of the nose cone of his jet mode. Do the same thing over here. I would be concerned about these popping off over time if you don't untab them and you just use the foot to forcefully open them. Eventually that'll catch up with you and it'll pop off. Grab here, and these tab in, so you can just pop those off. And see there's one groove here that tabs in. Do the same thing on this side. Make sure these panels stay together. And kind of just line up everything how you like it. Okay, something wrong. There we go. And tab them together. Give them a good squeeze. Make sure everything tabs. Spin canopy around and open it up. Rotate these down and down. and fold this top down. Now these, you can see they've got those little guns. You'll want to get them under the wing, or under the panels. So you want to go straight down and then rotate. There's a slot here and a tab here. Those just connect. This gun, you can take, pull it out. There are multiple ports. There's one here, there's one here, there are two here, and there's some under the wings. I like to put them under the wings, and you use the small tab if you want to put them under the wings. Take this, just kind of push them out, and then if you take light pressure, they'll kind of stop about right there. Flip out the landing gear, flip out the landing gear, flip out the landing gear, and if you want, you can pull this lever, you get like little boosters. And here we have Astrotrain in his spaceship mode. And this looks a lot better than his train mode. I absolutely love this part here. This, to me, is like a modern take on his spaceship mode. It's not obvious that this would be a train and that the wings were just folded up. I like this. It looks modern. And if you come in, look on the top, you've got some nice paneling detail. Lots of nice molded in detail up here. Nice Decepticon symbols. The nose cone is painted black. Everything else is molded. These are painted black. The guns are painted black. This is all painted. As you can see, he does have the little arm turrets on the sides. Overall, this is a wonder. This is his strong suit. So now bringing him back in for some comparisons. Here he is with Deluxe Class Hardhead and Hot Rod. You can see how they scale. And here he is with Leader Class 6 Shots Armored Car Mode. So you can see this is about where they should stack up, at least for this version of 6 Shots modes. We'll get more into him in a later review. Now let's get him into his robot mode. First thing you want to do, untab this, open the cockpit, take out the Titan Master, fold him in half so you have his head. Close the cockpit, bring the wings straight up, and just tab these in and leave them there. And get your thumb here, fingers here, pop them out, and pop them out, and just bring this up. You want to take this panel, there's a tab here, and a slot here, and we'll tab together, same thing over here, same thing on this side, tab, slot. We're going to fold this up, fold in the landing gear, break apart his legs, rotate him at the upper part of the thigh, bend the foot out. A neat little trick if you have trouble lining it up. See how this part of the landing strut is perfectly perpendicular? If you just line up the bottom of the foot with that, and it's kind of over here too, to where it's all even, that's how you can get him to stand properly. Fold out his hands. I guess while I'm here, we'll just give him his gun, which he holds fairly securely. Very well. Just pose him here. Take this. On the back, there's a tab and a slot, and this is just more to line things up than anything. Take the wings, back, and here. You're just going to accordion back. Take a Titan Master. And now something I want to point out. This little spot with the slot here is supposed to be in the front. Some people have it rotated. That's not correct. This slot needs to be here because if you look inside the actual grip, there's a little tab. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a little gray tab that will slot into the back of Darkmoon's head. You just plug them in. And now with all Voyager classes, he does have the head gimmick. You grab this little lever and pop it. And there you have Titan's Return, Voyager class, Astrotrain with Darkmoon in his robot mode. Now, before we go into articulation, I did forget, in train mode, he does have these bars, and if you split them open, he's got this wheel right here, and so the train mode does roll. However, mine, this wheel gets stuck. This bar right here gets stuck, so it won't rotate. And this backpack doesn't tab in anywhere. This just kind of fits there and just holds it in place, so like if you mess around with him, it's coming off. Now, as far as articulation goes on this guy, there's a pretty decent amount. The head can look left and right, sort of. These headpieces kind of hinder it. If you put them down, you can get full side-to-side motion. And if you want, you can see that this is actually on its own little plate. So you can keep them up and have them look here or here, about that much. Not a ton of vision, but still there. Straightening that out. The arms do a full 360, but they do hit the wing, so you have to move the wing and go around, but it does do a full 360. Arms come out, they go in a little bit. He does have a bicep swivel. He bends at the elbow more than 90 degrees. Nothing at the hands, although I guess you could say they go in, but that's transformation. Nothing at the waist. His hips move forward that much. They move back that much. On soft ratchet joints, it moves out that far. He has a swivel at the upper part of the thigh. He bends at the knee, a little bit less than 90. And toe pivot, foot pivot, he can go up some, and he can go down until he's like tiptoeing. And that's all as far as articulation goes for this guy. So bringing some size comparisons. Here is Deluxe Class Hot Rod, which we reviewed earlier. And here's Leader Class 6-Shot. So you can see how they stack up. As far as detailing goes, there's a lot of nice molded in detail, but he is kind of bland as far as coloring, just because he is a bland colored transformer. But all this black is painted. You can see the painted red and purple. This yellow bit's painted. Everything else is molded, but you can see a lot of nice molded arm detail. It's really more meant for train mode than anything. Now, like all Titans Returns, you can take another figure. This is Deluxe Class Hardhead, right here. And you can take him, you can take Dark Moon, you can pull him off of Astrotrain, and you can put him on Hardhead. And that's what the whole Titan Masters thing goes for, is it goes for a headmaster style gimmick. Now, the ever important question.
Hold on, Zach.
What?
Keep going.
What'd you do?
Your phone glitched out a bit.
Oh. Now, the ever important question, should you buy this figure? It depends on what you already have, honestly. If you have an Astrotrain that you really like and you're really fond of, I would stay with that. I'm not expecting this to replace anybody's classics or masterpieces or anything like that. But it is a nice figure if you don't already have a version of Astrotrain, like an official Astrotrain figure. I would get him. If you have Sentinel Prime from the Titans Return line and you like him, then it's the exact same mold, so I don't see any reason why you wouldn't like Astrotrain. But if you already have a good version, I don't see the need in having to go get another one. This figure ranges anywhere from $25 to $35, which isn't bad for what you're getting, but it's a Voyager figure. So, I mean, what are you going to do? But I like this figure. I do think it could be better. I mean, just everything kind of hangs out and you can see where everything is. I wish it was a bit cleaner. But overall, it is still a nice figure, and I would recommend it to anybody who doesn't have an Astrotrain.